All right, so there are 7 different types of inorganic compounds that your textbook talks about. The first one is just a regular inorganic compound, which doesn't contain carbon. The exceptions are things like carbon dioxide and carbonate ion, which is CO3 -2. And the bicarbonate ion, or also known as the hydrogen carbonate ion, which is HCO3 -1. The second type of a compound is a binary ionic compound. It contains 2 elements. Typically, it's going to be a metal and a non-metal. Remember, the metals are to the left of the stair step and the non-metals are to the right of the stair step, except for hydrogen, which is in the upper left-hand corner. Number 3, there are ternary ionic compounds, which contain 3 different elements. Typically, it's going to be a metal with 2 different non-metals attached. Number 4, a binary molecular compound that contains 2 different types of non-metals. An example would be H2O. Hydrogen and oxygen, those are 2 different types of non-metals. Number 5 is an aqueous solution. Aqueous means that it's dissolved in water. If you have a chemical formula with parentheses in a subscript and AQ after it, within the parentheses, that means that it is dissolved in water. Number 6 is a binary acid. Binary acids are made of 2 things: hydrogen, followed by some other non-metal, and they are dissolved in water, so they will have AQ after them. The 7th is a ternary oxy acid. Ternary means it's going to have 3 different types of elements in it. One of those elements will be oxygen. That's why they call them oxy acids. All acids begin with hydrogen, so it's going to be hydrogen followed by something else. It's probably a non-metal, and then another non-metal, which will always be oxygen. Student exercise number 1, where we're classifying compounds. It says classify these compounds. A, we have calcium oxide. So if you have calcium oxide, calcium is a metal, oxygen is a non-metal. Those are 2 different types of elements. This is a binary ionic compound. B is sulfur dioxide. Sulfur and oxygen, those are 2 different types of non-metals. This is going to be a binary molecular compound. C, we have silver chromate, Ag2CrO4. So we've got 3 different types of elements here. We've got a metal, silver, chromium is also a metal, and oxygen is a non-metal. This is a ternary ionic compound. Then you've got D, which is hydrofluoric acid. It's HF with an AQ after it. Remember, when you have something beginning with hydrogen and it's dissolved in water, it's probably going to be an acid. So this is hydrogen followed by another non-metal, so this is a binary acid. Then you've got the last one, which is carbonic acid, H2CO3. So for H2CO3, all acids begin with hydrogen. Then you have 2 different types of non-metals attached. One of them is oxygen. That means that this has to be an oxy acid. Your textbook calls it a ternary oxy acid. The rest of the world usually just calls them oxy acids. Okay? Okay, now you have a worksheet for classifying compounds. There are 20 questions. It looks like this, and that's what you're going to do for this part of the lesson.